Welcome back to the Business Savvy Therapist. Today we're talking about content marketing. How are your emails going? Yeah, your email marketing. How about your blogs or your social posts? Are you being strategic or do you feel really lost? Today I'm going to walk you through content marketing that converts clients, that literally converts clients. It's a whole shift in your perspective. Are you ready? There is a visual component of today. It's my proprietary method. I have something called the Counselling Commitment Pyramid. Now, I actually have this episode on YouTube. I'm going to link to it in the show notes for you so you can go and watch this episode on video and pause it when I get to the visual of the Counselling Commitment Pyramid. I'm going to explain it to you as best I can, though verbally, okay? And just so you know, all of my episodes are now on YouTube. So if you prefer to watch, you can jump on over there. So when I'm talking about content, I'm talking about your emails, your social, basically any piece of content that you're putting out in the world and hoping that it's going to lead to a client. So that also includes your blogs, okay, or even your website content in some ways. This is a journey. You are taking somebody on a journey from click to close, from click to client, right? When I say close, like closing a sale, I know the consult call is a sale and they're clicking on something. But here's the thing. They're not even clicking. Do you feel that that's your life? Nicole, there's no click to close because they're not even clicking. It's kind of like we live in a sea of content. And if you aren't speaking directly to them, you are literally just noise. And you won't stop the scroll. You won't have them be motivated to open up that email or read that blog. So I want you to picture a pyramid. Do you know at the bottom is the wide part? And again, you're going to see this video, hopefully. At the bottom is symptom aware. So you are taking them on a journey to be aware of what? To be aware of you, to be aware of your practice. But here's the thing. The majority of human beings obviously don't know your practice at all. They're more symptom aware. I'm going to describe the pyramid first, and then I'll walk you through it. The very first widest part is symptom. Then a little bit skinnier is problem. Even more skinnier is solution. Less people are aware of their problem and even less are aware of the solution. Make sense? And then the very top of the pyramid is you, and that's practice aware. Here's the problem. You are doing posts and blogs and writing about your practice, but they don't care about you because you haven't they're not even, here's the thing. They're not even aware that they need therapy. They're symptom aware, but guess what? They don't even know that they have a problem called anxiety because the majority of human beings are focused on symptoms. But here's the problem with that. Most human beings live their life asleep. Most human beings live their life avoiding pain. You see, you and I, we know too much. We're too smart. We went to school for way too long. We're not the norm. Don't write like that. Don't write like you're talking to me. The average person is Googling, reading blogs, emails, and social posts on TMJ because they think they just have the symptom called TMJ or headaches. Or I just have the symptom called yelling at my kids or frustration. I don't have depression. What do you mean? No, I'm just not sleeping. I just have tummy issues. Do you see that? So you're missing them because they see your content on depression and because they prefer to be asleep. Because here's the thing. We're selling something that people don't want. People don't actually want to buy therapy. Nobody wants to buy therapy. They want to buy feeling better. But the problem is they don't even know what their problem is. All they know is they don't feel good. Speak to them with your posts and be really clear. So if you look at this pyramid, I'm actually asking you to start writing more about the symptoms. So I'm talking trouble breathing. Let's say it's anxiety, irritability, difficulty sleeping, muscle pain, because that's what they are actually searching. That's what's going to hook them and grab their attention. But then you're also going to have content about the problem. So you're going to teach me in my awareness and guide me to your practice through your content, where next you're going to say, guess what? That might be this thing called anxiety. And I know that's really hard to hear because nobody wants to be that person that's anxious. And then you educate them on anxiety. Did you know that 1 in 4 people actually have it? Did you know that there's different types of anxiety? And now I've now moved up. I'm one step closer in the pyramid to your practice. Then you write about that. Now, the interesting thing about problem aware is you are guiding me from symptom aware to problem aware, but you're also going to hook people that are problem aware. So absolutely, there is a less of the population, but it's still a big chunk of the population that ponder, I mean, and my mom had anxiety. I wonder if I have it. So you're going to get people who you're moving up in the awareness level, and also people that are in fact looking. That will stop the scroll, because we both know once people find out that they have a problem, maybe it's ADHD, maybe it's overcoming infidelity, what do? They hit Google in a big way. We've all had that client show up to our therapy appointment, especially when I was an earlier therapist before I retired. They would show up, honestly, knowing more than me. They would know everything about borderline personality disorder, every single book, every single research, right? So they are going deep, and please show up. Here's the problem. You're not talking about the symptom. You're also not talking about the problem. You're talking about the solution, the therapy, or your practice. And you're getting no likes, no clicks, no books, because you're literally talking to not a lot of people, a lot of less people. The majority of the population are symptom focused, okay? Symptom aware and problem aware. Now let's talk about the solution. Let's say you do CBT. So you're now guiding me. Oh, wow. Okay. So I have this thing called anxiety. It might be called generalized anxiety, it seems, because I don't have panic attacks and this and that. And then there's going to be blogs and emails and posts about the solution. Oh, therapy, but also share the other solutions. There's medication. There's bibliotherapy. There's talking to your friends. Like, here's all the things you can try, but this is what we do. And then you go into the types of therapy you offer, and you can have videos of your actual therapist chatting about it. You can have all sorts of things, have it be really interactive. And then they're like, oh, so you now brought me from, oh my God, I don't have TMJ. Holy cow, I have anxiety just like my mom. And oh, wow, I can use my insurance because I'm pretty sure I'm covered for this thing called therapy. And specifically, it's called CBT. So this is also where you walk them through, like, what is EMDR, IFS, CBT? Like, there's so many things that you probably offer. So pick one at a time, obviously, but really guide them through it. This is how CBT works. This is how long it takes. This is why it's really unique. And then, and only then, you move me to practice aware. We offer it. So you will have some blogs, emails, and social posts literally just on the therapy. And it's funny, most of you live here. Most of you talk about the solution and your practice, and you lose half the pyramid, the widest part of the pyramid. And when you talk about solution, you've guided the people up to have more awareness, but you are also going to hook some people that are in fact searching for IFS. Of course, there's tons of people out there who are like us. They are aware, they've done their research, they want help, they've talked to their friend. Now, I will say with TikTok, YouTube, in this massive information age, do people know way more? Does the average person know what EMDR is? Yeah. They may not know exactly what it stands for, but they might say something like, oh, I think I saw a video on that, or didn't like Prince Harry do that? So in some ways, and actually, in some ways, more people are aware. And I think that's why you've doubled down on solution and practice, but it's a problem, because let me tell you, the majority of people, even if they know what it is, They're in denial and avoidance that they struggle with it, or specifically that they need that solution. This is so complex because we're not selling t-shirts. If we were selling t-shirts, it would be easy, but we are selling sit with your pain. Nobody wants to do that. So for the most part, they are not going to actually be as aware as you think or even want to be. Let's talk about the very top of the pyramid, and that is you, my beautiful friend. Practice aware. You want to talk about this the least. I see your posts on social. I love you over there on Instagram, but I see all of your posts, but they're just not aware yet. And you're saying things like, we just hired an intern. There's free parking in the back. We offer a reduced rate. We now offer autism assessments, but they don't care. That has zero to do with them because I don't need therapy. I don't even have a problem. I just have TMJ. In terms of the percentage of content you should write, you just want to write more symptom aware, then a little bit less, but still quite a bit of problem aware, a little bit less, still quite a bit of solution aware, and then practice aware. Okay. Now, I highly encourage you for 90 days to track this, please, because you might just have nuances with your ideal client, with exactly where you live. Maybe you just work with teens and they're a bit more aware or less aware. Please track. And then this is going to have metrics. Here's the thing. I grew pretty fast on Instagram. I have 60, as of the date of this recording, 60,000 followers on Instagram. And I think partly because I give a lot of free content that I would think is pretty high value, I hope. And I'm very niched. And honestly, a lot of people just aren't doing this well. And I also think the results I had makes a big difference, right? The fact that I grew very fast to 55 therapists in 3 years. But the reason, the key to getting more people and having them listen for longer to your content in a world where it's so noisy and everybody's competing against each other, or it feels that way, doesn't it? Is knowing your metrics. Are you start this right away, but closely track, okay, how do my problem aware ones do? How do my practice aware ones do compared to solution and compared to problem? Okay. That's how I grew. I know what you want to hear. I know. So then I post more videos and I give you more tips and more strategies because I track it. I'm going to leave you with this key to success. I really want you to work less. Do you want to work less? Do you want more freedom? I think in the end, your heart and your gut guides you to me every Tuesday when I release an episode, because you just know what is waiting for you, which is working less, but still making this amazing impact. And the way to do that the fastest, the way to actually work smarter, but not harder, is to do two things. One, recognize what is working. Two, optimize it. That's really the key. I want you to look also at what is actually bringing in the clients. Is it your blogs? Or maybe it's your emails? Or maybe it's social? Or maybe you're listening going, oh my God, wait, what? Emails? Oh shoot, I haven't started those, or I haven't started my blogs. And that's okay. So if it's only social, please just really closely track what's working, because I am guided by the 80-20 rule. What does that tell us? The Pareto principle. Right now in this very moment, you are getting 80% of your results from 20% of your efforts. That's just the way life works. Do you know what is feeding you? I would go back into your content, look at what's working, where the client's coming from, and then what you want to do is double down on that. And now you have a framework. Now you have a guided framework to make it better. I find people, they always want to do the new thing, right? It's our entrepreneurial brains. We get bored. We want to do a new thing, and then we break things. What I'm asking you to do is do more of what is working, okay? Double down on your moneymaker, but first look for it. Which one is it? And then just do it better. And now you have a framework to do it. Jump onto YouTube. You'll see the framework visual. Take a screenshot, literally give it to your admin, your social media person, and say, track this, and let's start writing where I'm speaking directly to someone. Otherwise, it's just noise. And I'll see you next week.